Good afternoon, coming at you live from Clearview High School and Tom Hoke Field, home of the Clippers, as they are the host for the first round this afternoon of the Junior LC8 playoffs. As we've got Black River taking on Wellington here, and the Pirates getting started on offense. I'm Max Drummond, joined alongside Paul Williams, as well as Sam Sovacool on the camera, and playoffs are finally here, partner.
They're finally here, man, and we had Trent White start us off with a 5-yard run. And yeah, it's fitting to have another beautiful day. It's been like this all season. I'm excited to see some intense football today.
Yeah, we get to see it on a turf field as I believe most of these kids, as Clearview wasn't a host site throughout the season, but lines up perfect for the October months here in Northeast Ohio. So second down and 5 now is we're going to see a run again from the Pirates, and going off that left side is Mason Mangan, and he'll maybe get a couple there. And it's a pair of teams that we've got to see a little bit of. Wellington most recently, as we saw them last week when they hosted and defeated Oberlin.
Yeah, and Wellington, I mean, their defense, they have a bend, but they seem to never break type of defense. They'll give up some yards like Oberlin last week, but when it comes down to it, they make the plays they need to make to keep the other team off the board.
And this is a perfect spot here in the opening portion of this game for that, as they've got the Pirates in a 3rd and 4 here from their own 41, as we've got around 7.5 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Excited to bring you this action here. It's our 3rd season covering the Junior LC8. High snap, it's going to fly over the head of the quarterback there, and it looks like there's a scrum for the ball, and I think Wellington has come up with it.
No, Black River did get back to it, but wow, he waited to the last second to jump on that.
Turner Walter got it back. The way the Wellington defender jumped up, I thought he was going to give the ball to the official.
It did look like it. Either way, there was some movement by Wellington's defense before the snap that might have threw off Black River a little bit, because, I mean, that wasn't even close, and now Wellington's in a great spot to really – or wait, yeah – did they say it was a turnover?
So, okay, so they're going to do the walkout punt here. And
there we go.
And, you know, with the high snap, I mean, even if Black River didn't pick up a first down on that play, if they didn't have that happen, it still would have been decent field position for the Dukes. So, looks like they're going to mark that at right around midfield, and we'll see this Wellington offense for the first time.
Yeah, and Wellington's offense, if you haven't seen them, they do have a lot of playmakers. You're going to be hearing the name Blake Pilgrim, I think, a couple times throughout the game today. So excited to see Wellington again for the 2nd week in a row, and we already know what their offense can do.
Yeah, Pilgrim had a couple of scores last week in their win, as he really felt like a difference maker on both sides of the ball, but primarily offense, and then also obviously led by Gavin Davis, a quarterback, as he's been a pretty effective there at that spot. One guy I'm excited to see throughout this postseason run, depending how far the Dukes can go, is their tight end, Parker Healy. Real tall kid. You'll see him. He's going to stand out here on the camera.
You can't miss him.
He's going to be blocking on this play as they'll turn it up the middle of the formation there, and they're going to get a nice around 7-yard run with Pilgrim.
Yep, and that's what the Dukes do. They make you think they're just this run-it-every-time team until they then just start zipping it through the air. They can do both, so this is not something new. Wellington is going to establish the run, but don't think that they won't put it in the air.
So we'll see what they choose to do here on 2nd and 3 at some levels of football. This is the perfect opportunity to hit them with a shock play and use something like play action off their successful run game, but you know, we've seen that they're the type of offense. They're going to take what the defense gives them, and they don't feel the need to force it too much.
Yeah, even a lot of their passes are more intermediate. They're not usually going downfield too much.
So this time they're going to turn and give to Colton Baker as he goes around the right side, follows some blockers, and he's going to fall forward for a first down.
Yep, first down in the game, and we're going to see that a lot with this Wellington offense. They're going to pick up 6, 5, 4. Those are the type of runs that they usually are looking for, and they pick up a lot of first down with that type of offense.
As they've been pretty consistent the last couple times we've had them on. We mentioned we got to see them last week when we actually were at Wellington High School, and a couple times before that when we were at Vermillion a few weeks back, we got to see them defeat Brookside. So they're playing with a lot of pep in their step right now here when it matters most. So first down and 10 from the 35, and it's going to be what felt like a delayed handoff to Pilgrim. He's going to fight through one, and he's wrestled down close to the 30 that time.
And for being one of the smallest guys on the field, he's definitely one of the toughest to take down, and it's not just because they can't get a hold of him, but he has some power behind those legs when he's running.
It's definitely an underrated part of his game, and So now they'll huddle back up for 2nd down and 4 here, and want to give a big thank you to the Clearview Athletic Department as they are allowing all 4 of these games that are happening today to be played out here on Tom Hoke Field. Of course, legendary coach here in the county for many years, and now we're getting to see some junior LC8 action on it.
Yeah, a lot of history behind this field and this location, and it's great that the kids get to play the most meaningful games of their season on such a beautiful field.
So we talked about it a little bit. Here's some play action. That pass batted down at the line, and that's going to fall incomplete. Jacob Rowland flexing after he hit that one away.
Yeah, and he deserves the flex there. Him and Tristan Evans were both applying a ton of pressure, and that's going to be one of the keys to Black River. When Wellington does throw, they got to make the quarterback uncomfortable because, like you said, they're usually going to be going for plays like that where they're just looking to pick up 6 to 10 yards.
And it looked like Braden Pickworth may have been opening up in the flat there, the running back for Wellington, so it was a well-timed deflection. So now it makes it a 3rd and 4. We'll see how the Dukes choose to attack here from the 30.
Big play for Black River's defense.
So it looks like it's going to be a QB sweep out to the right. Davis cutting through, trying to follow some blocks up ahead. He's going to be brought up short of the line to gain, but now it sets him up where definitely imagine they go for it here.
Yeah, no decision to be made here. I mean, I guess it would be interesting if they took the punt and put him at the 1-yard line,
right.
But I'm guessing the Wellington Dukes with their running game, they're not too afraid to go for it here.
Yeah, that strategy you mentioned right there, we actually did get to see that employed last week when Columbia played Brookside, and the Raiders chose to back up Brookside to their own 2-yard line or so, as it was pretty late in the game. Right now, obviously, under 4 minutes to go in the first quarter, your first drive, you want to end it with a score here on this possession. So under center, he's going to turn, hand off to Pilgrim, and he just fights his way forward, plunging ahead. And, man, he moved that pile. I didn't see many Duke linemen pushing it either.
I was going to say, I didn't see many linemen on either side doing much when that was snapped. It seemed like Wellington kind of hurried up a little bit, maybe caught Black River a bit off guard there.
So they are able to keep this first drive going as they get up ahead to the 23-yard line now, and it's been a real methodical one so far.
I mean, you remember last week, Wellington's first drive took up 7.5 minutes of the first quarter, so this is nothing new for the Dukes.
Pickworth will get it around the left side. He tries to find the perimeter, and a good case of pursuit there from a couple Pirates, and they stop that after around 2 or 3.
Yeah, and it might not seem like it because the Dukes have picked up a few first downs already, but there's been some good tackling from Black River, and that's going to be key for them. These Wellington runners, they're slippery. Right when you think you have them down, a lot of times they're not down yet, so Black River's paying attention to details when it comes to tackling, and they're going to have to keep that up all game.
You're absolutely right, and that's how Wellington was able to separate in last week's win, was a couple of runs that maybe should have been stopped for 5 to 10 turn into big explosive plays and reach the end zone. So now 2nd down and 7, and they're going to give to, I believe that's Baker going around the right side, and can't get too far as he talked about the time of possession they've been known to use. Right now there's only just above 2 minutes to go in this opening quarter.
And this is why it could be so tough on a defense going against Wellington. You play well on first down, on 2nd down. You force them into a pretty tough 3rd down, but the Dukes, they just seem to find a way to always just get enough, and it becomes demoralizing. Hopefully for Black River, they can really make a stand here and not let Wellington convert on another 3rd or 4th down.
And last time it was 3rd and 4, which became 4th and 1. Now it's looking at a 3rd and 7, so we'll have to maybe get creative here with the play calling. They have a very tight formation here with the wishbone. Under center is Davis. He'll fake it as he's going to roll out left, and he's only got one man, so he tucks it. He runs. He's going to get inside the 10 as he's shoved out of bounds well past the first down line to gain.
And that was the first kind of back-breaking play from the Wellington offense. They just hit you with that run, and then just 1 or 2 break off for 15 or 20, and all of a sudden they're deep into the red zone.
And it was the first chance that we got to possibly see Parker Healy as the target down the field, but he was well covered. I think the Pirates know how big of a threat he is.
Especially in this part of the field, when you're getting within the 20, 25-yard line of the opponents and you have a weapon like Healy, the defense has to know that they're going to be looking there one of these plays.
Now they come to the line as when they're in this close, we can expect to see them under center like this pretty often. First and goal from the 5 as it'll be Pilgrim up the middle. He's chopped down inside the 3 or so. So I'll make it second and goal now.
It's really just like paper cut after paper cut, trying to slow down these Dukes. I mean, with this running game, once they get within the 10-yard line, I mean, what do? I guess you hope for a big turnover or something. But besides that, this running game is really tough to stop.
And it's one we'll see very quickly here as it looks like Davis tries to keep that. Attempted to make a few guys miss, so he didn't even deliver a play to the huddle. It was almost as if the coaches told him, hey, just go find a way to get in, but Pirates step up there, take advantage of some confusion.
Yeah, and despite Wellington now having the ball for over 5 minutes and in the scoring zone, Black River's played some pretty good defense on this drive. I mean, it all comes down to this. It'll either matter or won't matter, depending if they can hold them out the end zone. But Black River has to be feeling pretty decent about this first possession defensively.
Yeah, they've limited any kind of big plays or chunk plays, and now they have a chance to try to keep this game tied as we are getting closer to the end of the quarter here. 20 seconds to go. Duke's taking their time.
Yeah, and Wellington did start with the ball at the 50-yard line, so that didn't help either.
So third and goal from the 5. Davis, he gets it. He's going to turn hand to Pickworth, trying to navigate through the line. It's going to be close. There's a pile up. And the official closest to us and to the formation says he's short, so he's going to be brought down at the 1, which means we'll open the second quarter with a 4th and goal from the 1 for the Dukes. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Junior LC8 football playoffs here on the Lorain County Sports Network. Start of the second quarter here is we've got a quarterback sneak, and no, they're going to hand that to Pilgrim. So it looked very disjointed there at the start of the play. I wasn't sure if anybody knew the ball had been snapped.
Yeah, and that's like the second or third snap of Wellington's where it looked like neither side was really set yet, but the play got ran anyway. Either way, Black River does all they can, but in the end, Wellington still punches it in, and the Dukes now take about 7 minutes on that drive and end up with a score, and they're set up exactly how they like to play the game of football.
It is with that 6-0 lead, and they're going to kick it here. So got to look at Blake Pilgrim now. Snap is back, hold down, and Pilgrim puts it up, and I believe that's through as he splits the uprights off of the hold from Colton Baker. So as you can hear those cowbells, it is 7-0 Dukes here on the Lorain County Sports Network. Want to welcome you back into our first round coverage of Junior LC8 playoffs as Black River is back on offense for the second time now as Turner Walter, he'll take a QB sweep around the left side as they face a deficit here trying to come back after a lengthy Wellington drive that ended in a score.
Yeah, and I still feel like Black River probably feels pretty decent about where the game's at right now. I mean, if one of those plays on fourth down throughout that first drive of Wellington's goes the other way, they're in great shape. So Black River, though they gave up the score, still has to feel pretty good with where they're at. And now they just have to extend a drive and not put their defense right back on the field.
So now it's 2nd down and 5 here from the 40. Just over 8 minutes to go on a running clock here in the second quarter. Handoff this time going around the right side, and Pilgrim with a big hit. So after he not only scored the touchdown, hit the extra point, he brings down Trent White there to bring up 3rd down.
And I just appreciate him not making me look silly, singling him out before the game. He's already got a touchdown. He's got an extra point, and he's got some big hits on the defensive side of the ball.
He certainly is an impact player for them. As you saw him, not only did he bring the shoulder, but he wrapped and drove his legs. That's a bit of a lost art sometimes now.
It really is, man. I love the way these Dukes tackle the football.
So now it'll be 3rd down and about 3 to go. And we're going to see going to the left side this time and extending right at that line to gain. I think they're going to give it to him. 1st down Pirates.
Great effort on both sides of the ball. With the run, it was Tucker Cohen. He knew where he needed to get, and he got there. Also, Pilgrim, once again, in on the tackle, did all he could, but Cohen just wasn't going to be denied there.
Yeah, great effort at the end of that run, and it was they very much needed a nice gain there and just get 1 first down to start and see what that rolls into motion here.
Yep, first down in the game for the Pirates, and sometimes that's all it takes to really get their offense going.
So Walter back in the shotgun. He's going to turn, rolling right. He's going to throw that in the face of pressure. He's got him in, but it's picked off by Pilgrim as he jumped in front of the Black River Pirate receiver, and he's going to be tackled down in plus territory. Whew, what a play.
My goodness. I remember leaving the games last week, we walked past Pilgrim and shouted him out a little bit. I should have gave him more praise because this kid has came to play today, and Wellington now with the ball on Black River side of the field. They're looking to really take control of this game here.
Yeah, and this is right around where they started their second drive that ended in a score, and they still managed to take off around 7 minutes. Might not want to do that here with 6:36 to go, but they're in great position to really condense this game, this first half.
Hey, that's a great point, partner. I mean, for Black River, there's a really good chance they don't see the ball again in this half, and that's a tough spot to be in.
So we'll see how they respond here with a full house backfield. Gavin Davis high snap, and he's able to get back on it, and he's going to be dropped immediately, landed on by Jacob Rowland. We've called his name before as he's been in the backfield a few times.
Yeah, and it seems like those snap issues are pretty much the only thing that really stops Wellington's run game. It's hard to get going when stuff like that happens, but they were able to get on top of it. A little scary that he tried to pick it up and run, but in the end, they keep the ball. But now Black River has them in 2nd and long, 16.
And it's a spot we haven't seen Wellington's offense in much lately, and now they certainly are going to pass here. Rolling left, Davis dumps it down, and it's going to be caught, and maybe getting back to the 50-yard line there is Baker, so still going to remain 3rd and long here.
Mason Mangan with the tackle there. Another good form tackle from Black River, and the Pirates really desperately need to get a stop on this drive, get the ball back, because the Dukes also get the ball coming out the half.
That's right.
So if they could somehow extend a drive here and punch in another score, that's a tough position to put Black River in.
So with it being 3rd and 13, and outside of that completion right there, we haven't seen much from this passing game, so they're going to have to come up with a big play here as the Pirates, like you said, will desperately look to get the ball back.
And this isn't how Wellington likes to operate at all.
And so they're going to tuck it and let Davis run a bit for it, and he's going to get past the 40, and now that leaves them with in a position here where they can definitely go for it, where you might have thought that player's going to end it, or this drive would end in a punt.
And no matter what, as the defense in that situation, you can't give up a long run. If they connect on a pass, so be it. You put your hands up. But when you have them 3rd and long like that, it's really heartbreaking to give up 14 and a half on the run. And now we have what the third or fourth down already for the Wellington Dukes offense.
As we hit around 4.5 minutes to go in this second quarter, this could be one of the bigger plays of the ball game when we look back at it. Davis going to get it. It's going to be a sweep all the way as he tries to go around right. Makes one man miss, but the Pirates rally and they stop him short of the 37-yard line, so it looks like their offense will get the ball back.
And that's by far the biggest play of the game so far, no doubt about it. I mean, it changes everything from the Black River point of view, and now they're right back in business. If they can extend a drive here, who knows? They can have the lead going into halftime.
So both sides will switch as Black River huddles up over there.
And we've seen it throughout the year. Black River's not having too much trouble with it, but this Wellington run offense is really tough to stop. And Black River has done a great job so far today.
As they've had their backs against the wall a few times, as each of the drives they've started to defend have been in really good territory for the Dukes. So for it to only be 7-0 right now does speak to their resiliency throughout this game.
Yeah, and Wellington's at their best when they have a decently comfortable lead and they could just take their time both offensively and defensively. Black River needs to put them out of that type of scenario and put some pressure on them.
Mangan will catch this one right at the line of scrimmage, and he fights his way forward. So they use the pass there, which really was an extension of the run game, but they just got away from that interior where we've seen Wellington have some success shutting down inside runs.
Yeah, first completion of the game, and though it was a completion at the line of scrimmage, sometimes that's all it takes to get the defense thinking a little differently, looking at what you'll do a little differently, and that could help Black River as we go along in this game.
So it makes it 2nd and 5 here, 3.5 to go on a moving second quarter clock.
Now I'm guessing Black River wants to try to do everything they can to not give the ball back this half.
So Turner Walter gets that snap, and that's going to be stopped there as we have a false start or a procedural penalty on Black River. So after a positive play to start the drive, they're going to be set back for around a pretty close 2nd down and 10.
Tricky situation now for Black River because you want to continue to just play at your pace and play your brand of football, but you also do have to be strategic, look at the clock, try to gauge the situation. So they're balancing a lot here. Let's see if they can extend this drive.
We'll see Briar Wheatley come in motion. Set up next to him. Ball bounces off a helmet after it was off the hands of Walter. He fights out of a couple tackles, but he's not going very far. And yeah, both sides throughout the start of this game have dealt with some snap issues.
Yeah, that could have been potentially beyond harmful for Black River. They're actually very fortunate that it just ends up being about a 1-yard loss or maybe no loss at all. If that ball bounces off the helmet a little differently, Wellington could be running it into the end zone right now.
Certainly could, as Colton Baker and I believe Anthony Gott Jr. both exiting the game after that play. So now the Dukes have a couple different guys in on defense. We'll see if maybe Black River can find a way to take advantage of that. But either way, 3rd and 13 with the Dukes backing off, it'll be a tall task.
Pirates got to be careful here.
Walter, he gets the snap, got some pressure right away, tries to scramble out of it, pump fakes, gets around the left side, and he gets a block. He's cutting through, and he's going to be brought down right around the 44. And it looks like there may have been an illegal block, either block in the back or a blindside block. Either way, it's going to bring this run back.
And that's tough because by the time the penalty happened, he had already gained pretty much all the yardage he was going to gain there. So kind of an unnecessary penalty, especially with him somehow creating magic and picking up 10 on that run. So
it brings up another 3rd down and long, but even further away this time. And now with 1.5 minutes, and like we talked about, Wellington getting the ball to start the second half, you wonder if maybe you just go for a play that takes up some time here.
I mean, that's what I would do in Black River's situation. I'm kind of surprised Wellington didn't call a timeout right after that play to put even more pressure on them. Looks like both sides might be good with going into the half.
That's a good point about the timeout. Now under center for one of the first times in the half here. Black River will hand it off right side. That is going to see pickup of maybe getting back to the original line of scrimmage. Obviously, nowhere near close, but Trent White sets him up now, and the decent spot to punt in.
Yeah, and honestly, that's a win for Black River overall on that drive, especially with a few negative plays and a penalty against them. At the very least, they know that they're going to still only go into the half down 7-0. And it's like Wellington will get the ball to start the second half, but it's basically an extension of the end of the first half, pretty much just what they would have ended up doing anyways in this situation.
So with 49 seconds left, Wellington uses a timeout. We will step aside and we'll see what Black River chooses to do on fourth down, as it looks like they'll do the walkout punt. When we come back, we'll see if Wellington tries to get aggressive before the half here on the Lorain County Sports Network. Returning here on the Lorain County Sports Network, as we've been with you for 7 weeks. This is week 8, first round of the playoffs, and Wellington and Black River have had a pretty good battle so far here, and the Dukes getting aggressive, and that one's caught by Parker Healy. He catches it around midfield. He's heading down the sideline. Mason Megan in pursuit, and he'll drag him down around the 20. We do have a flag, but with 36 seconds left, Wellington trying to make it interesting.
Looks like it's going to be coming back, but wow, that's why it's dangerous to give the ball back to this Wellington offense with any time left. But luckily for Black River, looks like we're bringing it back.
And, you know, Gavin Davis, we've seen him so many times throughout this game just roll out and tuck it immediately for a QB sweep. And got to believe maybe some of the Pirates were thinking that's what he was doing. I thought so.
I thought so too, but in this type of situation, you let them roll out and pick up 10, 15 on the ground. That's the type of play you can't give up, especially when there's a weapon like Healy. Black River really dodged one there, and Wellington, I love that they showed that type of aggression.
So they did get some yards, but that snaps over Davis's head. He tries to jump on it, and I don't think he got it. A Pirates need to jump on that one. Yes, that's going to be the 7 of Alexander Hanasic, and with 16 seconds left, Pirates get the ball back. This has been a wacky ending of this first half.
Man, these last 30 seconds have been kind of insane, and Wellington, the one thing that could really doom their offense is that snap. It seems like that's the only time they ever have really issues on offense, and that one probably won't cost them, but that's something they're going to have to clean up at halftime.
Yeah, so the Pirates do have a couple timeouts left to work with, so we'll see if they do try to make something happen here. Right around the 44-yard line with 16 seconds left. That's a high snap, but Walter, he's able to corral it, puts it up top, and it looked like the DB ran the route there, as Wellington will get it back again, courtesy of an interception by Jalen Johnson.
Wow, and folks, I promise we'll get to halftime eventually, but this last minute of football, you got to love it. These kids and the coaches are out here being as aggressive as they can be, and you can tell this is playoff football.
So each team with some turnover problems here, but when you're in a 2-minute drill and fighting against the clock here, that's bound to happen. 9 seconds left officially, and I see Davis looking like he's going to be under center. Can't imagine they do too much right now.
And the field position for the last couple of drives that resulted in turnovers, we probably don't see those same play calls if they weren't in a safe spot like that. So no harm done for either team, but what an interesting way to end this half.
Very true, as they're just going to kneel that one down. So Wellington will go to the half, leading 7-0, as we've had an exciting end to the second quarter there. And we'll go to halftime. When we come back, we'll remind you how we got to this point. Thank you and shout out a couple of our sponsors and get you ready for the second half of the opening round here of Junior LC8 football playoffs on the Lorain County Sports Network. Back here for the second half of the opening round of Junior LC8 playoffs, as we've got Wellington and Black River here from Clearview High School. And the Dukes will get started with the ball in the third quarter. Want to thank a couple of the organizations making this possible. And every Saturday we've been out at Elyria Charities, where it's all about education. The Lorain County Visitors Bureau, celebrating 200 years together. And Brian Victor of Howard Hanna, who says to enjoy the game. And we have so far, as Braden Pickworth enjoys a nice 5-yard run to start the third quarter.
Yep, just go into what they do. Wellington's going to establish that run on every drive pretty much. And Black River, I mean, crazy way to end the half, but at the end of the day, they're only down a score, and if they can get a stop on this first drive and not let Wellington take off too much clock, the Pirates are in a position to take control of this game rather quickly.
So now from the 41-yard line, Wellington will step back up, and now they have a receiver split out to the top of the screen. We haven't seen that too often from them. And Pickworth will get the handoff this time, bouncing it out to the right side, and he's got a couple Pirates on his back there, and they'll tackle him. It looked like it was going to be just shy, but the one official was saying move those chains.
Yeah, I thought it was about a half a yard short, and kind of ruined the point I was going to make now that it is a first down, because it seems like Wellington gets the third down almost every single time, but they just find a way to convert and keep it moving. They don't pick up very many first downs or even on second down, but right there the Dukes did, and Black River still playing good defense. They just they're like a yard or two off each time, just letting Wellington get a little bit too much.
So we'll see if that leads to any extra pressure packages or blitzing right there. Davis hands it off. It'll go back the other way, as it looked like Baker came around the edge and was able to pick up. No, they're going to say he lost a yard.
Yeah, that was just a good defensive effort from Tristan Evans there. Great penetration, got to the ball carrier quickly. And Black River continues to tackle well, and their defense has played overall a solid game so far.
It's really kept them in it. As you see, that 7-0 on the scoreboard at the bottom of your screen could have been a bit different with all the different changes in possessions at the end of the half, and this was a reason why, as Gavin Davis fumbles the snap as it went over his head, and it looks like he's not able to get back on it, recovering it, Jacob Rowland, and that's going to be Black River set up in prime position to go and tie this game.
I mean, we just talked about it. That's the one way Wellington lets other teams back into games or puts themselves in tough positions. That snap, they just can't get it right, and for the first time in a while, it finally cost them, and now Black River has no choice. They have to take advantage of this.
This is easily the best starting spot for either team today, as it's at the 26-yard line of Wellington. Black River comes out with two running backs in the backfield, one either side of Walter. He'll turn, look one way, and throws the other. And it looked like Pickworth had it tackled, but instead the Pirates are going to get a nice little gain there on first down.
Yeah, and it's usually Wellington's offense that picks up their defense by staying on the field and not putting Wellington's defense in many tough positions. Here is a time where Wellington's defense really needs to stand up and make a stand and come through for the team.
As it is officially marked at the 25, so yeah, they've got a very short field to defend right now. And for Black River, may not affect them with all the running they do. Right now, under center goes Turner Walter, as he will give it on Ming into a stretch play over to the left side, and he'll fight his way forward and push a pile out of bounds past the 20, so they're officially in the red zone now.
Yeah, third and a couple, and this is for Black River, the biggest play of the game. They have to extend this drive right now, and Wellington, I mean, we haven't seen their defense backed up in this type of position very much throughout the games we covered this year. Interesting to see how they respond to something like this.
As we have 5.5 to go here in the third quarter now. Walter in the shotgun, and he'll bring a man in motion. It's going to be Keith Lee. They'll turn, handoff, but the fumble picks it right back up as it bounced back to Mangan. So to White, heads up play that time, and he's going to get the first down out of it.
That might have been the smoothest fumble I've ever seen in my life. It was like it was part of the play. It bounced up, and he caught it in stride to pick up the extra couple for a first down. So, hey, whatever it takes it during playoff time. And Black River is really, really knocking on the door now.
And you can tell it froze a couple defenders as they were looking right at the ball where it landed, where it may have been going. Instead, it's right back into the hands of White, and they have it first down from the 13. Here's Walter. Gets a hold of that snap. Pickworth blitzing off the edge, but he's able to get the throw off and just off the hands of Mangan.
And that's one thing Black River doesn't want to do here. They don't want to force anything and come up with a turnover. They just need to find a way. They could still get a first down, so stay within their offense, and whether it's the next play or it takes a couple more plays, they just have to pick up 18 more yards, and they will tie this game. Or, excuse me, 13 more yards.
So 2nd and 13 here, or 2nd and 10 from the 13, excuse me, as Mangan will come in motion. Walter gets the snap. He's got to make a choice quickly here as he'll tuck it and try to run. Bounces it outside around a few defenders and runs over a Duke as he bullies his way out of bounds. Going to be 3rd and long.
Yeah, and a snap situation, once again, put an offense in a tough spot. That time it was the Black River offense that couldn't get a clean snap off. Luckily, they were able to salvage it. And, yeah, 3rd and somewhat manageable. Clearly, though, it's 4th down territory. So they have 2 chances to pick up the last first down they could get on this drive.
So just over 4 minutes to go on a running clock here in the 3rd quarter as we see the Pirates get it here 3rd and 9 under center. A little misdirection on the handoff, and that delay was a lot for the offensive line to hold up to. And getting the nice tackle for loss there is going to be Dominic Kirchmar.
Yeah, Trent White was the ball carrier. Really never had a chance. Wellington was in the backfield when they were exchanging the ball there. So now the Dukes, their defense is one stop away from coming up with what could be the difference in this game.
It's 4th and 12 officially from the 15, so they can get the first without scoring here, but likely got to see them go to the air, and that could end in a touchdown anyways. So it has been tough to throw, especially down the field on this Dukes defense, though.
Yeah, it has been, but here you can take a chance because, I mean, it's basically a short punt. If you do throw an interception, there's really not much risk here.
Walter rolling right, trying to get away from some defenders. Pump fakes, tucks, and he's caught. Tracked down that time by Healy, and if it wasn't going to be him, there were a few other Dukes in pursuit, and the Pirates' drive ends with no points there, and now Wellington will get back on offense.
Yeah, that was Colton Baker on the pursuit. He ran the ball carrier into his fellow defender. So great play there from number 1 Baker. And now, I mean, at least Black River, they do have Wellington push back so they can still possibly force a punt and get good field position again, but that hurts not capitalizing there.
Yeah, so Wellington will be forced to go the length of the field to do anything here. When we come back, we'll see what they can do on the Lorain County Sports Network. Coming back now with just over 3 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter as Pilgrim, a name we haven't called in a little while, gets a handoff around the left side and fights his way forward to around the 20.
Yeah, and it might have been a little bit since we called that name, but you know you just spoken into existence. We're going to be calling it now a lot. Big plays coming from number 4.
And we saw a number of those last week when we covered them in the regular season finale, and it was a great season to this point so far. And a big thank you to Tim Mennel, who is league director of the Junior LC8 and helping us out with everything, whether it came to rosters, host sites, and any other information we needed. So a big thank you to him. And now we'll see Wellington try a counter of sorts over around the right side. It's not going to go far, even lose a couple. Makes it 3rd down now.
Yeah, and I mean, I've been impressed with Black River's defense. Once again, they're bending, but they're not breaking. And while Wellington, they've got to score, and they've picked up some first downs, they've really been limited. I think Black River has done a great job containing this, what could be explosive Wellington offense.
It's an offense in need of an explosive play here, where if they did have to choose to punt on a fourth down. It would keep Black River in the plus side of the field, so they're going to throw it here. Davis looking for his tall target. That one broken up by Meng and even almost picked.
And that's dangerous. That could have been Black River's best chance to score in this game, because if they pick that off, I don't think anyone touches them on the way to the end zone. So risky play call for Wellington doesn't really hurt them. But just like we said, now Black River forces the punt, and they're going to have great field position.
So when we come back, we will see them inside the 45-yard line of Wellington, and we'll see if that offense can get anything going here when we come back on the Lorain County Sports Network. First down and 10 for the Pirates from the 43-yard line as Turner Walter gets a shotgun snap there, cut down immediately, but we do have a pair of flags being thrown on that play. So we're exactly at 90 seconds remaining here in the third. As the outside of the last minute or so of the first half, the game really has moved along at a fast pace, and it'll continue to do that as the Pirates stayed on the ground there.
Yeah, and we're now cruising towards the fourth quarter, and both these teams, their season's on the line. We're in store for a great fourth quarter of football, and Black River, who knows, maybe they could tie this game and we get a little extra football in this first one.
I'm sure none of these kids would say no to that.
But would you?
Oh, of course not.
Never.
I mean, I don't know if I'll be able to match 5 overtimes I got to see a couple weeks ago during Friday night, but I'd love to see these kids try to match it. Turner Walter, he's trying to match some yardage here as he gets around the outside stiff arm, and he's going to be thrown down right around the first down marker.
Yeah, Pilgrim with the tackle, but not until they either got the first or got really close. Does look like they got the first down. But it seems like even on that run right there, which was one of only a few Black River first downs, they have to work so hard for every yard that they get. When they do pick up 7, 8, or 9, they earn that with a few broken tackles.
So they are going to say he got the first down. They're big play as we are at 20 seconds to go and counting. And you talked about how big this game is, season on the line here in the playoffs. Winner of this game will play the winner of Clearview and Firelands. So a trip to the second round's on the line, high snap, and once again a fortunate bounce for Black River on a fumble, and they get it back, but it's going to be second down and long as that'll be the last play of the third quarter. So we're going to flip the field and go down to the other end, and when we come back, we'll see if Black River can bounce back to some of those fumble issues that we saw right here at the end of this third quarter. So 7-0 Wellington for now on the Lorain County Sports Network. Fourth quarter, just moments from beginning here on the Lorain County Sports Network as it's playoffs. It's time for the playoffs here as both teams are fighting to stay alive or go home. And Black River down 7 with a second and 15 here, trying to make something happen. Turner Walter had the ball, just a high snap, and we continue to see that be a problem for each side. And now it's going to be third down and even longer.
Yeah, honestly, the snaps or the lack of being able to get off clean snaps have been the difference in this game for both teams. I mean, either team, if they could eliminate those issues, are probably in control and ahead by a score or two right now.
Yeah, perfect way to put it, as that can really hamper a drive. Sometimes it's penalties or mistakes like that, but in this case, that's been the main culprit. So they'll mark it officially as a 3rd and 19 here, as Turner Walter may have to show off his arm now.
And for Black River, it's disappointing. Their defense keeps coming up big, but the offense just hasn't been able to pick them up.
So Walter going to roll right, trying to get away, and he's going to get it off to Mangan, who's up past the 30. And, you know, I hate to call anything ahead of time, but I think I saw somebody for Wellington almost get tackled on on that line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I mean, good job by the quarterback to buy time and continue to keep his head upfield, but it might be coming back either way.
And, you know, I think that some of the players may have thought there was a whistle or an inadvertent whistle. Maybe that was the case, because some players did stop moving, including the guy covering Mangan. So I guess maybe that's the case here, is that there was an inadvertent whistle during the play.
So no play?
And they'll redo third down now.
Wow, that hurts, because they picked up 14 or 15 there and would have had a way more manageable 4th down.
Yeah, one of their best plays of the day, definitely through the air. So now we'll see 3rd and 19 once again, and we have another whistle.
Spoke too soon.
So Black River will choose to use a timeout. May not have liked something they saw, so we'll take one with them. And when we come back with 7:36 to go here in the 4th quarter, and the Pirates trailing, we'll see what they have in store for us on third down on the Lorain County Sports Network. So we'll do third down and 19 for a 3rd time. As we'll see a motion, high snap, as Walter wasn't able to even get a hand on it, and probably the wise move just to fall on it. But unfortunately, it means a no doubt punt situation here, unless, you know, they really wanted to get bold. But if I'm going to do some quick math, I believe that would be 23, 25, 4th and 35 maybe.
Yeah, and just a disappointing way to come into the 4th quarter with the ball after getting a turnover on downs. I mean, just almost worst case scenario for Black River. And now Wellington, with their offense, Black River might not see the ball again this game or this season.
That's a good point overall, and it stresses the importance here for this Black River defense to come up with a stop. And we'll definitely, obviously, just saw the 25-yard walkout punt, which looks like we'll bring the ball over to Wellington's own 33, or 33-yard line. So this will basically be like the start of a opening drive to a game or a half here, as they typically start at the 35. And of the 9-minute quarter, 2 minutes are gone now, so they'll have a lot of time to work with. So nursing that 7-0 lead, 1st and 10 here, as we'll see the 3 running backs behind Gavin Davis, who's under center. And maybe just a quick hitter right there to Blake Pilgrim. And got to believe, after he's only, if my memory serves me right, in the second half, he's maybe only touched the ball 1 or 2 times before that. So got to believe he'll get a steady diet here moving forward.
I mean, 4th quarter of a playoff game, up by only 1 score. if now's not the time, I don't know when it will be. And, yeah, I'm expecting a heavy dose of Pilgrim and just Wellington's run game and what they do. This is what they're primed and what type of offense they want to run. So look for them to really just run this ball all the rest of the fourth quarter.
As you mentioned there, another run, this time Colton Baker getting it. He'll be brought down after a couple yards, so it'll make it a third down and around 5 to go here.
Now, if you're Wellington in a situation like this, you're still on your side of the field. Do you risk it and go to the air, or are you just keeping it on the ground?
Well, with a lot of the pass plays they like to employ, most of them just turn into runs with Gavin Davis anyway, so I would not be surprised at all if they hit some play action, look for a guy in the flats, and then just let Davis tuck and run. So 3rd and 4, and like you said, they are at their own 38. Under center is Davis, trying to use the hard count and didn't get anybody there, but Pickworth will take it on a handoff, fights through a couple arm tackles, and he's still going. Shakes off another one as he spins out of a hit stick, and he's going to keep going down the sideline, cutting back at the 40.
Wow.
He's at the 35 and finally brought down to the 31. Woo! Originally, I was going to say he got enough for the first down, just go down, but he just keeps going.
31-yard scamper for Davis, and I'm sorry, not for Davis. For
Pickworth right
Pickworth, I'm sorry, I'm so
man.
discombobulated from that run.
Woo.
And not only got the first down, flipped the field, and now the Dukes are just primed to really kind of put this game out of reach. Black River, their defense was stout until that point, but Pickworth right there said, come on, guys, it's time to win this game.
Yeah, we hadn't seen much of a big play to flip a field like that, and right here they're going to go up top, and Pickworth maybe throwing his arms out looking for a flag there as he tried to sell a PI, but it's going to fall incomplete, and that'll stop the clock. So they tried to go right back at him for another big play.
Dude, and I respect that play call so much. I mean, you would never expect in this position with 4 to go for Wellington to now go through the air on first down on their side of or on Black River side of the field. But that's why the Dukes are tough to stop, because you can't really zero in on one thing because they can hit you in numerous ways.
So now 2nd down and 10 from the 31.
Have to keep the snaps clean.
Under center to help with that. Pickworth gets it again. He jump cuts, and he'll keep fighting forward. Past the first down. Took 3 Pirates to take him out of bounds.
And Pickworth is putting this game and his team season on his back right now. 2 of the biggest first downs that Wellington's picked up all season. And now the Dukes, I mean, they're putting Black River in a really tough spot. And it's been all Pickworth this drive.
And they enter the red zone now with 4:25 to go here in the 4th quarter. And it's certainly gut check time here for the Black River defense, who has spent a decent amount of time out there today.
And they've done everything they can do up until this point, but that's what the Dukes offense does to you. It just wears you down until you finally give something up.
This time it'll be Colton Baker as he's the 3rd different ball carrier this drive. Stiff-arming one.
Goodness.
He's looking for the pylon, and he's wrestled out of bounds. Turner Walters saving a touchdown, but it's going to make it 1st and goal from the 4-yard line.
I mean, what do you do there? Who do you stop? You're probably focused on Pilgrim to start this drive. Then you realize, okay, Pickworth might be the guy we need to worry about. And then Baker gets involved. I mean, Wellington really showing off everything that makes them a true championship contender in this junior LC8 league.
So after the big run there, looks like Baker a little slow to get up as he was spun down along the sideline, but he gets up even with a quick handshake or dap with his quarterback Davis. So even after a big run like that, I would have considered giving him a breather. Now he'll step over to the sideline, still walking around just a little gingerly.
Yeah, just over 4 minutes to go. I mean, it seems inevitable at this point with how this drive's going, but Black River still has a chance to keep the Dukes out of the end zone and keep their hopes alive.
Well, we did see them the last time Wellington was down in this exact spot. Get it to a 4th down and goal. So
they're not working out the shotgun anymore. They're not risking it.
that's right. As Pickworth gets around the left side, knifes through, and he scores with just over 4 minutes to go here, and he will make it 13-0. and may have possibly delivered the knockout punch here in this ball game.
Yeah, and well deserved. If anyone was going to punch it in on that drive, it deserved to be him. Number 24, like you said, might have just punched Wellington's ticket to the next round. And for Black River, just disappointing because their defense has played pretty awesome today.
So now we'll see another point after try attempt, and this time the holder is going to be Bryce Cottrell filling in for Colton Baker, and Pilgrim's PAT will go wide left. So not able to come away with the extra point there, but they still lead 13-0, are in prime position, like Paul mentioned, to move on to the second round. So when we come back, we will see how Black River responds here with 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter of our opening round of Junior LC8 football playoffs. Black River back on offense now, looking to respond down 2 possessions. Walter gets that snap, throws it out to Mangan, and that was very close to being a backwards pass, but they'll whistle it incomplete.
Yeah, I thought for a second it was a backward pass. Looks like we do have a Pirate down.
So we'll have an injury timeout on the field, and we will take a quick one with them, and when we come back, we'll check on how the Pirate is doing. That right there, you're hearing the Wellington Dukes cheerleaders fire up this crowd as back on offense now after the injury timeout is Black River, and it looks like they're going to say that was a catch as Briar Keithley was able to get his arms under the ball.
Yeah, and if he catches that if he gets hit on the stride with that pass, he might still be going. That was a very well run play by Black River out of the timeout, and while they didn't get a ton, still it gets their offense moving, and maybe they can still make this game interesting.
So now it's 3rd down and 5. They're up to the 41-yard line, 3:20 to go on a moving fourth quarter clock, and now we have a stoppage in play as Black River will elect to use a timeout. So we'll keep it here for this one as we have a few more partners to thank around the county, as without them we wouldn't be here covering games each Saturday in the fall. So mentioned a few earlier, a few more, such as Zabo Apparel. Be game day ready all year long with Zabo, and we certainly are, as our entire sports crew, whether it's on Friday nights or Saturdays here in the fall or in the winter for upcoming basketball coverage. That could be any night of the week. We're always kitted out in Zabo Apparel gear. There's also Robert Garcia of Allstate, a local Allstate agent in Avon. Chris Kapp of Slimans, located at Slimans in Amherst. Semper Fi Plumbing, where uncommon service is a common virtue with Semper Fi Plumbing. And Jones Bones Barbecue and Grub, Smoking Good Barbecue, located on Royalton Road in Grafton. And I got to tell you, they have some outstanding stuff. And shame on me for not getting out there yet this season. But when I do, it's going to be the loaded fries. I'm just telling you right now. Fries, fresh cut fries, pulled pork, and barbecue sauce and shredded cheeses.
It's still too early to make me feel this hungry right now, all right?
As we are getting back on the field now, 3rd down and 4 to go. Wellington hungry for a stop is maybe hungry up here. Is Turner Walter's going to have to run left immediately. He's got a convoy of some blockers, cutting around a few, and looks like he's going to be right at the 45. We'll see if they give him the first.
Good run. Does look like he picked up the first down. That run made me a little nervous, though. The way he was holding the ball, wasn't really protecting it there. Could have been a very bad play if something went wrong. But Black River picks up the first down, and for now, they're keeping this game going.
As we are under 3 minutes to go here in our final quarter. This is the opening game for Junior LC8 playoffs, and there's a ton on today, as there's going to be 4 total. We'll be here for the first 2. As the game coming up after this will be Columbia and Vermilion. Each of them have already begun warming up. But back to this game, Black River under center. Walter will fake, and then he's going to throw to the man. He faked to Mangan, who had it for a moment. They'll say no, so they'll say incomplete. It was tough to tell if he had possession.
That was scary. I mean, that could have easily went as an incompletion and a fumble. But also, if he doesn't fumble it there, he's got a lot of room to work. If he beats one guy, we might be looking at a one-score game right now.
Yeah, and he was heading down that sideline, and it was a very creative play call as they did some play action. Mangan pretended to take the handoff, and, maybe some of the Duke defenders thought he was just going to be a blocker, but instead slipped past him and almost made him pay.
I kind of wish we would have saw more of this Black River offense throughout the game. I get it. You have to be more aggressive in this situation, but, man, they're looking pretty good on these fakes and these pass plays.
So Ketherly, will go in motion. Another play action. This time he's going to roll, throw it up, and Pilgrim rips it away from Mangan, and he'll get the ball back to Wellington for his 2nd interception on the afternoon.
And it was inevitable. Pilgrim was going to make a play that changed this game, and he might have just wrapped up the season for Black River, and Wellington now looking to run out this final 2 minutes and prepare for next week.
2 minutes and 4 seconds to be exact, and Wellington's offense will get it right at midfield. We mentioned earlier they're going to play the winner of Firelands and Clearview, which will not get underway until closer to the 4 o'clock hour, as that game will be last up on the docket. Oberlin and Brookside will roughly begin in the 3 o'clock hour, and right after this one, Columbia versus Vermilion.
Yeah, and even if the Pirates don't come away with the win today, they still played a good game of football. I mean, this, to me, was one of the best games we've seen all season. No one should be holding their head down after this one.
And it's not over quite yet for Blake Pilgrim. He takes off down the left side of the field, breaks away, and he's going to go for a 50-yard touchdown after getting the interception to give the ball back to the Dukes.
And don't forget, he's going to kick the extra point, too.
Very
Jeez, oh,
true.
Pete. Pilgrim, I mean, just an unstoppable player when he gets going in open field like that. And he hadn't really put a stamp on this game. He did right there. And the Wellington Dukes now just flashing their muscle at this point.
And he's going to flash the leg here as it's 19-0 at the moment, and he will attempt to make it 20. And we don't typically hand out player of the game at this level, but she's going to make an executive decision. It's Blake Pilgrim, even with the missed extra point there. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and an extra point earlier in the game he did make.
And let's not forget, he had a lot of big tackles, was making a lot of plays on the defensive end.
So it is 19-0 Wellington with 1:48 left. We'll step aside, and when we come back, we'll see Black River on offense here as we get closer to closing out this first game of the opening round of Junior LC8 football playoffs. Black River back on offense, and they do about 3 different handoffs on that play, and it led to some confusion at first, but Wellington adjusts, and they're able to get a big tackle for loss there as we hit under a minute and a half to go.
Yeah, and the final score of this game isn't going to be indicative of what type of game it was at all. This was a close game that either team could have won all the way into the fourth quarter, even into the fourth quarter. But Wellington, they showed why they're so dangerous. They can lock you down defensively, and then all it takes is a few big plays from that offense that keeps chugging along, and all of a sudden you could be down 3 scores.
And it's an offense, like you said, it started slow. The pace was very steady, and then it's just kind of broken through here as the game's gone on. So now 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, and between Pickworth and Pilgrim, I mean, they just really took this game over in the fourth quarter.
Heatherly trying to fight ahead for a few yards. He's going to be brought down eventually by Parker Bustler.
Looks like we got an injured Pirate. Or no, I'm sorry, an injured Duke.
So, well, a quick stoppage here as Wellington coaches will go check on him. And we want to say a big thank you to all of you for tuning in and coming along with us for each Saturday in the fall here. As it's been a pleasure to cover these games. Our 3rd year doing it, 2nd year on YouTube as the Lorain County Sports Network YouTube channel continues to grow and expand its coverage. And if you want to see more of that, especially if you know your kid's going to keep playing through high school, well, this is where you're going to be able to watch them in a few years, as we have games every Friday night on here. So make sure you subscribe so you keep those in your feed on YouTube and know exactly where to go when the time comes.
Yeah, you don't want to miss the action on Friday nights, and you want to see how these kids continue to grow and progress. I know I'm going to keep my eye on all these kids, and also while you're watching Friday nights, make sure you wake up and tune in the next day for this junior LC8 action that we'll be bringing every Saturday during the season.
So now we'll come back out here 3rd and 5, and that's going to be corralled by Walter. Double handoff as Mangan. Actually, no. So Mangan didn't get. He faked it. He sold me with the ball carrier motion, but that'll fall incomplete. And that is going to bring an end to this ball game. So Wellington will move on to the 2nd round with a 20-0 win over the Pirates of Black River. And as we were getting at, we want to thank you for coming along, and big shout out to all the fans that came out and cheered on the kids today. And we know that there's even a few who maybe couldn't make it, but they were able to watch it on here, as we did have a parent from Wellington say their spouse was watching the game on here. So we love to be able to bring you that no matter where you're watching from.
That's what we're here for.
So Wellington will move on, and they will play the winner of Firelands and Clearview next week. But keeping it here for this Saturday, we've got Columbia and Vermilion up next. So we're going to end this stream, and then we will start a new video. So if you're looking for the Raiders and the Sailors matchup, don't worry, it'll still be on this channel. You'll just have to click off this video, go to our Lorain County Sports Network channel, and we'll have that next one up here shortly. So until then, we'll talk to you soon, and thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the Lorain County Sports